Hi friends, we all are going through a very torrid time for the last so many months. Be it economic loss, be it the loss of good fortunes in industries, but the biggest loss is the loss of near and dear ones. We don't have any answer how to cope up with that. Whatever we try to reconcile ourselves is a mere escape route, I know. But still, life goes on. One has to move on. I know it's very difficult. How to do, nobody has the answer. In certain situations, certain yogas, healing mantras, or even a way of life, a way of thinking helps. Maybe Sujata Kolgi, an Indian origin, Singaporean, yoga guru and teacher, the founder of Pragna Yoga and Wellness, is with us today from Singapore. I have some questions to be asked to Sujata. Sujata, welcome to our program, and I will imbibe every question in a single question. Sujata, as I told you earlier, how to cope up with the situation with yoga, philosophy, psychology, and being strong from within. Please enlighten us because everybody is watching you to get some solace or a way of life, as you have taught more than 25,000 people all over the world by your teaching. Especially you have prepared the teachers to teach. Sujata, please explain us.
In this age where there is so much stress and competition, and added to it the stresses of the pandemic, I find that yoga offers so many valuable insights that people can use to come to a sense of not just peacefulness within, but also to be able to share it outside. There are 5 things that come to mind which fall under the broad category of yoga. First of all is physical fitness and the ability to remain well at a physical level. This itself is could include asana, pranayam, kriyas, and certain other techniques. So this is one. The other 4 factors which I think are equally important and very closely related to yoga are diet, what to eat, how much to eat, how to cook and process it, and how to consume it with a good heart of gratitude. Then thirdly is sleep. So we find that during stress we are unable to sleep properly. The quality as well as the quantity of sleep are not adequate or optimal. So when we look at sleep, it should be uninterrupted, and when we wake up we feel refreshed and much better. So looking at that as well. Then comes pharmacological and other supplements that we may be having. For example, if you don't get enough vitamin D, you might want to consider adding that to your diet. And the 5th part is, or the component is, relationships. How we are with ourselves, with those around us, as well as to the environment outside. Yes, grief, sorrow, and mental stress are key emotions that seem to be surfacing in these times. The whole idea of losing somebody itself is so tragic and difficult. There are 5 stages of sorrow, as is often known in psychotherapy. One looks at the range from denial to acceptance and what we do to get there. So when we talk about building the resilience that helps you to come to a state of acceptance, we come to a space where we are able to gradually build with practice all those and being able to process those emotions that come up. So gradually looking at, first of all, is acknowledging that you are in a space where there is sorrow, there is grief, and then looking at how or what is it that we can do to help alleviate. So in terms of suffering that a person goes through, it can be alleviated with tools that yoga offers in a very specific and a very gradual manner, so that over time, with consistent practice, you are able to reach a point where you come to terms with what is around you, and then are in a space where you can help others as well. So one of the techniques that I find extremely useful is a sound resonance technique. This is known as Bhramari Pranayam as well, and this works at a cellular level. So one of the techniques that I often share is this pranayam, and I'll share with you a very modified and a simplified version which is easy for everyone to do. So if you can sit comfortably and simply close your eyes, relax the breath, inhale through the nose. Exhale, making this sound of a bumblebee. So in the classic version, we have blocking of the eyes and ears, etc. But in the simplified version, we are simply able to practice this without any of the rest. The other technique that I often like is just sitting comfortably and observing the breath. This is known as mindfulness. And when we talk about mindfulness to build resilience to cope with grief and sorrow, we are able to look at what is going on in the present moment. So without judgment, remaining in the present moment, and then slowly working with whatever the emotions are, and befriending yourself. So I think that the most important thing that we can do in these times is to be there for yourself and befriend yourself regardless of what comes up. I hope these techniques help, and I'm hoping that they're able to use these techniques on a regular basis. Among the meditative poses, there are 4 that are really important, and the key common factor in all of them is that the spine is straight. So you can sit comfortably on the floor with one foot bent like this. This is known as Sukhasana or easy sit posture. If this is difficult as well, you can use a chair to sit on. The other poses are Baddha Konasana or bounded angle pose, which is done like this. Here again the spine is straight, or half lotus pose, which is Ardha Padmasana, which looks like this. And if you are quite flexible or have been used to doing practice, then sitting in full Padmasana or lotus pose. Any of these poses require the spine to be straight and therefore are conducive to meditation practice. Let us sit down in a quiet, very quick, easy meditation practice, which is a very short practice that you can do at any time. So sitting in any posture that you feel is comfortable. The very definition of asana is Sthira Sukham Asana. So it's stable and happy, of course. So something that doesn't let you get into a position that is uncomfortable in any way. So try this one. And here we'll do a short meditation. So sitting comfortably in a position that works well for you, gently close your eyes and relax the back of your eyes as well. Having found a position of ease and comfort both, now begin to relax your attention into the breath, allowing the breath to remain quite organic and relaxed. Begin to observe the breath in an unbroken cycle of mindful awareness for the next 3 breath cycles. Exhaling, know that you are breathing out. Inhaling, know that you are breathing in. Just that sense of awareness. And if you feel particularly like you need more care, more help, then place one hand at your heart center and the other at the belly, observing the rise and the fall of the belly. So as you breathe in, the belly comes forward, and as you breathe out, the belly moves in towards the spine. So trying to practice this as often as possible, and you can do this short practice to just recalibrate and get into a sense of balance whenever you need to. When the mind is very anxious or you feel very stressed, sometimes it helps to just take a break from it all and to get away to doing something that helps you. So here's a very simple one to get you into a forward bend, which has a very calming sense of ease in the body, and it allows you to rest here. So inhale. When you sit down, sit on your heels. As you exhale, gently relax the body forward, drop the head down towards the floor and relax here. Stay here for as long as you wish. If breathing is difficult, then keep the knees a little bit apart from each other and then drop the head down again. And then breathing in, come back up and exhale, relax. Balance, strength and stability are very important, and here's a very simple balance posture called Vrikshasana or tree balance pose. To do this, just lift one foot as high as you can towards the perineum and then draw the hands to your heart center. Hold this posture with the gaze fixed at a point in the room which doesn't move, and hold the posture quite steady. Relax your face, and as you breathe out, gently release and relax. You can do this on both sides to get a sense of balance and ease. When it comes to pain in the body, the most common one is the lower back. And here are my top 5 things to do when my back hurts or when the lower back feels like it's in a catch. So the first one is to just do a simple lunge and to come onto all fours first, stepping one foot forward and then beginning to drop the tailbone down. So staying here, allowing the tailbone to rest as low as you can. Just stay here or interlace the hands here and stay here. So the lower back begins to feel more relaxed and more calm. This is number 1. Then the second one is lying down on the belly and then lifting up into a cobra pose version, but a baby cobra and a sphinx position like this. So tighten the butt cheeks and lift the heart. Keep the feet a little bit separate and stay here with the chest open, the heart open, and a big broad smile on your face. So this is number 2. Then lying down on your back, place the belt behind you so that you can strap it. If you don't have a belt, you can use a towel or something else. Keep one knee bent and the other leg straight and just hold it here so the lower back begins to press into the floor. So have a sense that you are holding your body upright in this manner. Try and keep the leg as straight as you can, as comfortable as you can. And then go ahead and swap sides. So you can go ahead and change sides, holding the body in the same way. This helps to open the hamstrings and allows the body to remain quite straight, but at the same time much more relaxed. This will help with the back pain as well. Then the next one is to lift the lower back and place a tiny block or some support under your lower back and stay here. So if you are in a lot of pain, you might just be able to lift a tiny bit off the floor, which is quite alright. The chest remains comfortable, the shoulders remain grounded, and the hands remain by your side. And you can stay here for a good 2 to 3 minutes if you like. And finally, the last one for the lower back is to bend the knee and draw the knee over and across to one side as you open the shoulder blade out on the other. The head always moves in the opposite side of the knee. Stay here for 3 breaths and then return to center. If your back hurts, you can place a block such that you can support the knee onto the block. Otherwise, stay as comfortable as you can, opening the heart and relaxing the face. That's it. And I'll add one more bonus practice, which is for you to practice if you feel comfortable. Just dropping the knees on one side and dropping the head onto the other side. Bring the knees together at the center and then over onto the other side. I hope this helps your back and you feel back to normal very quickly. Let's start with the classic Surya Namaskar or Sun Salutation. It's got 12 steps in it, but we'll do a very easy and a very mild version. Why don't we start doing this one? So stand at the edge of your mat with your feet together. Keep your hands by your side. The first step is to place the hands at your heart center. Breathing in, lift the arms overhead, doing a slight back bend. As you exhale, gently and slowly release the hands. If you have a bad back or back pain, then bend your knees, placing the hands onto the floor. Inhale, step one leg back behind you. Lift the heart, moving the chest upward. Then slowly and gently move to a straight plank pose. And from here, lower the knees, chest and nose down to the floor, drawing the chest forward as you breathe in, lifting the heart and looking up towards the sky into Cobra pose. Exhale, tuck the toes under, roll back to downward facing dog. Here, hold the breath to flow easily, and then inhale, step the other leg forward. As you breathe out, step the opposite leg forward as well. Exhaling here, breathing in, come back up into a full arm opening posture, and then bring the hands to your heart center to complete one half of the cycle. I often get asked what is the best posture to do right after having eaten a meal that you've overeaten on. So here's one that you can do after eating, and it's really good for digestion as well. So you extend the legs out in front of you and then get your legs back behind you like this, sitting on your heels. So as to allow a straightness in the spine, place your hands comfortably on your knees or thighs, and then gently close your eyes and watch the breath for just 3 breath cycles. Keep a smile and allow all the food that you've eaten to digest well, being grateful for what you've eaten and having a big bright smile on your face to cheer you.
Sujata, we thank you from the bottom of our heart, because at times it's very difficult to explain the easiest things in a very easier manner that you already did. Thank you very much. Friends, what she told, what she taught, let us learn to live with that. Thank you again. See you again.